Okay, Carl, commonalities. I struggled because I had access to a lot of Minerva sites, but I basically used a book by Caroline Coffin called Historical Discourse, because she showed me that was looking at primary and secondary school, but the work that she's done was amazing in terms of kind of what the sort of the ways of thinking and communicating around history are. So that's what I based it on. And in terms of changing it, I don't actually know what's happening at the moment. I'm still waiting to find out. So I'm still in the same position as I was last year, in that it's June and I may have to do something. If it's the same structure, I'm not sure what I will do to make it better, because I just don't think it worked. Ideally, I would carry on working with them for longer, or at least kind of, rather than doing all of the work in the first 2 weeks, spread it out over the semester. So do, you know, like week 1, week 4, week 7 or something. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the sort of being specific, and I don't necessarily agree that you do need to learn the same content and theories. I think that you need to understand the way that people think and build knowledge in a discipline. And that might be that, you know, you kind of need to engage with the content and theories, but I think you can. It's not easy and it takes a lot of time. And that's why I would sort of say, when you're developing in sessional, you can't expect it to be what we always say is, in the first year we will do, although we're working within a school, it will still be kind of EGAP, because we're going to do generic stuff around writing and communication, because we don't know enough about the discipline. And the more you get to learn, and I think this is where I keep coming back to, and I haven't got the full reference for this because I can never remember full references, but it is Ferguson 1997, and it's the Alex Ding and Ian Bruce and myself, and how we've built our MA module is based around his kind of idea that we, as EAP practitioners, we need to have knowledge in 3 areas. It's philosophical, so we need to philosophical, sociological, and linguistic. So we need to know about the epistemology and the kind of culture of a discipline, rather than the content of a discipline. And then, having that awareness, we then use our linguistic knowledge to break down and kind of see where criticality is demonstrated linguistically in a piece of writing, for example. But it's not easy to do, I think, and it takes a lot of time, which is why I think yeah, I don't know. I think to do it properly, you need to spend time within a discipline.
We've got a raised hand, B, if you want a very good question.
Gotcha.
Hi, B. Thank you so much for this thing, because usually when we are asked to teach on the in sessional, it's quite scary. But having these conversations is actually motivates us, and it says that there is no straightforward answer. There you need to go backwards and forwards and all that. It's not a straight route, and we are like the meddler in the middle. And as you yourself said, understanding the culture, it takes a lot of time in that discipline, the way of thinking, because we as EAP tutors are designed to think in one particular way. And if you're working, for instance, I've been working for the business finance module for 9 years now. And then my way of thinking is like that. But then if I were to teach public health and nursing and all that and history, oh my goodness, I've never even thought about that. If somebody asked me to go in for in-sessional, that would be quite scary. But having these conversations is important, and also saying that I do not have the answers, but I'm willing to help. So that kind of, that very thing that you coming and saying here is actually a boost to the morale of EAP tutors. Thank you so much. I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
And I think that's one of the things that I do quite often is students will ask me a question and I will say, that's a question for your tutor. I can tell you what I think, but I don't feel confident. But I think then, to some extent, it's it's about students feel comfortable asking me the question because they know, you know, and I'm very clear with them all the way through. I'm not a historian. I'm not a sociologist. I'm not an expert. I mean, I do read sociology texts for EAP, but I'm not a sociologist within the program that they're studying, and I will interpret sociology texts differently because I'm asking different questions of it. But sometimes it's just about giving students a confidence that the question they're asking is not a stupid question, and it's fine for them to go and ask their tutor. Sometimes I then get them coming back and say, I've not had an email back from my tutor, and then I might email the tutor for them. But it's sort of, sometimes it is being a kind of
and also I think that the principle of scaffolding helps in the classroom. Sometimes I have students who have had the industry experience of working in finance for many years as an investment banker or something like that, and they bring that knowledge and expertise, but they are scared because they're mature students and they come into the classroom, and then when you as a mediator like kind of link them together, and then that's when learning happen, and you're so surprised, oh my god, they bring their practical experience, link it with the theory, and it's amazing. And we being that link, that facilitator, I think really helps. Thank you, B, for these wonderful, I mean, it's important for us to have this. Thanks for whoever organized these as well.
I'll stop sharing now. Actually, I've realized that you've got that big screen so people can see each other as well.
I think the questions in the chat have kind of calmed down, but I do think, B, that your questions that you posted are quite interesting. And we do have time for breakout rooms if you wanted to reverse the idea of potentially not, if people would be interested, because I think the questions that you posted in the chat were worth talking about.
Worth discussing. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Would you mind posting?
Sorry. I was going to say there's one about student feedback as well. Did you get feedback from the students, and was there anything that surprised you?
Again, because it just all happens so quickly. So I got informal feedback at the end with, you know, students thanked me. They said it was really useful. Quite a few of them said that they wanted it to continue and it would be really useful. And I did mean to revisit them and kind of see if there was anything that they, but yeah, maybe, I mean, that they will still be registered as students and around. So maybe I should kind of contact them and ask, but I mean, like you said, like she was saying, because I then had to move into geography, and I kind of thought, oh, geography, it's a social, it's going to be similar, but no, it's not. It's entirely different. And my head then got full of data analysis, and I didn't enjoy geography so much. But
so to finish off, really, just want to say thank you very much, B. That was great. And I'll pop this in the chat, the feedback form, and I'll send it out by email as well. This was our last session for this academic year, so we'll be back September, October time, but there are all our contact details. If you want to follow us, get in touch. The video will go on our YouTube channel in due course, is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to make any promises of when. And yeah, thank you very much for supporting our SIG this academic year, and we look forward to seeing you again in 25-26. And I'll pop that feedback form in the chat now. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Have a lovely summer.
Thank you. Yes.